Dong, 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 dong. Bow, dong, dong. I know you hit that record button trying to catch me singing. Nothing gets by me.
Oh, ready?
The famous
Nothing gets by
words
me.
of Ad Rock. Kick it!
That one actually sounded a little bit better.
It does like that. It's your best one.
You need to back up away from the mic when you do that.
Somebody's going to call the cops, though, outside of studio that heard you. There's somebody in there kicking somebody.
All right. Welcome to Hardheaded. I am your host, Matt Amos. Along with me, Troy, 3-Shot Trussell, and the man to my left, Chet, city/country boy/city boy Sears. We're glad to have you today. Thanks for joining us. And we are going to have 3 segments today.
That's right.
Just like every episode. We're going to start off with the What's on Your Mind. Our top 3 is going to be top 3 handguns. I know it's going to be a tough one for you.
It's true. It's true.
We're going to end with a good word by Chet, who is not paying attention at the moment.
Oh, I'm
But we're going to
paying attention. I've got a good word.
But I'm going to circle back to Troy. What, sir, is on your mind?
I'm drawing a blank.
You're drawing a blank.
I got something to say.
Go for it, Chet. I thought. Yeah.
Well, while you think about what's on your mind,
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast the other day. It's an acquaintance, friend of Matt's. It's like in the top 10 of all the military podcasts out there. What's the name of it? You were on it.
Yeah, Brave and Faithful.
Brave and Faithful podcast
By Fortis et Fidelis.
Yes. Yes. I happened to be listening to an episode.
So, before you go,
Yeah.
that is actually a corpsman that I served with back in 17. Man, that would have been 04, 07 time, 06.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's a incredible individual.
Yeah.
And does a really good job with this podcast. And when he invited me to be on the podcast, I was actually looking it up. And that's when I found out that there was actually a podcast magazine that we had no idea existed.
Yeah.
And now
We got to get in that magazine.
we got to be in that magazine.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. I don't know if we necessarily qualify as a veteran podcast,
Yeah, probably not. We're only 1/3 veteran.
but whatever, it's the best third, but whatever we do,
Yeah.
whatever category we're in,
Yeah.
we need to be in that magazine.
Okay. They don't. Their magazine, the podcast magazine, is not just military.
No, it's all podcasts, but they have a veteran podcast
Yeah.
thing, and I guess they do like a top 100.
Okay.
And I'm like,
We're top 100 of something. I don't know what.
I don't know what. We're gonna find out though. We're gonna pigeonhole a bunch of these categories and just enter our names.
So I was listening to this podcast, and towards the end of it, our buddy Matt here had the opportunity to talk about this podcast, and he was describing me more from the work related aspect, and he said, I had to rewind this. He said, I'm going to regret saying this, probably because you knew that I would eventually listen to this podcast and then I'd bring it up. But he said that Chet Sears is an incredibly intelligent individual.
Did I say that?
You said it. Because I was like, back up 15. Let me hear this again. And then I wrote it down. And your 3-shot, I think I'm going to be I3. An incredibly intelligent individual.
I3.
Incredibly.
Ignorant.
I'm not just intelligent. I'm incredibly intelligent.
Well, I mean,
according to
all
Matt,
that being said,
who happens to be one of the smartest guys I know, by the way, and most trustworthy and most able to predict other people's intelligence.
Y'all Y'all have come a long way from last week. This is
We
good.
ain't come that far.
Yeah, so all this, chat. Hey, describe Chet to me. Well, he's an incredibly intelligent
I had
individual.
to try to sell the podcast, and I can't tell the truth.
Oh man.
I had never rewound, did that 15-second backwards button as fast as that. I was like, what? What did you just say? It's an incredibly intelligent individual. Yeah, you are going to regret saying that.
What did I say about Troy?
You forgot.
I don't think you did.
You forgot to bring me up.
I don't think you did.
I think I did.
No, I don't think you did.
I would have had to.
No, because you were talking about peoples in the business whenever you brought me up.
Oh, well, yeah, then that's different. Yeah, because in this world, yeah,
Well,
I would say
I would have found a way to bring you up, Troy.
I would say that you're incredibly
I
smart
would have.
in the people's world.
Yeah, well,
The rest
you could try
of
to
it-
dig out of it, but I'm incredibly intelligent, and I think you probably should have brought up Troy.
I don't hold it
According
against
to you, I'm incredibly intelligent.
I mean, that's what I said. I'm not going to deny it.
I do have something that's on my
Oh,
mind.
now he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, when
If he would have just had that earlier, I wouldn't even have brought that up.
we planned that, right? So, since we have a veteran in the room, I just want to put this out there and just get this clarified for me, because ever since I moved to Kansas, I've heard just different words spoken different ways, and the main word that just drives me crazy is veteran.
Veteran?
Yes, veteran.
What'd you grow up calling it?
Veteran, because that's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Veteran.
And people here say veteran?
People here say veteran, and I've always heard veteran in where I'm from. So is it veteran?
You don't need to talk to someone who served in the military on proper grammar and pronunciation. You just need to talk to an incredibly intelligent individual. It's veteran.
It's veteran,
Yeah.
or is it veteran?
No, it's veteran.
Okay. Well, in the veteran community, what do you say?
Hey, man. Because I don't have to call him by rank anymore, right? Hey, man. Like, matter of fact, Doc Dio, who's the gentleman who runs that Brave and Faithful podcast, reached out to me today and let me know that the podcast had actually dropped onto YouTube, and so the video was available. And it was a video where I actually did another Zoom.
Which he hates.
I hate doing Zoom. I think everybody knows this by now, but I hate Zoom with passion.
He was all my Habitat board meetings are on Zoom, and he's over here on the phone like, well, no, I can't do that. No, I don't have a camera on my computer, so I'll just call in with my phone. And I'm like, I've got a camera, Matt. He's like, shut up. Like, I'm not going to be able to. This for a Homes for Our Troops deal. And I'm like, dude, I've got a camera. Look, it just plugs into your USB. So he ended up using it.
Anyway, yeah, he sold me out. Ignorant. Idiotic. There's a lot of I's for I3.
No, I got it's quote. It's out there in podcast world, man. You can't deny it.
But anyway, so
It's on YouTube.
Doc reached out to me and he said, he goes, hey, Captain Jones, who's now Colonel Jones, he's our company commander back in the day. And he said, I just saw him here I think in Virginia is where they're at. And he's like, just let me know that he'd seen him, and I was like, awesome. Give him a, hey dog, what's up? Because I'm retired, man.
Yeah.
What up, Jonesy, right?
How you doing?
Yep. That's how I roll. But I would say that I like veterans. I like to pronounce it that way because that's the way
It's spelled.
it's spelled.
That's grammatically correct.
Yeah.
However,
Veteran.
if I'm in a hurry and we're talking about the day, Veterans Day, because it rolls off the tongue a little better than a Veterans Day. Veterans Day.
Wow.
Would that be vet apostrophe RAN?
Veterans. Veterans Day.
Like y'all. So it's kind of like a y'all.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So
all y'all.
So if we're going to talk about words that annoy us, pecan. Pecan or pecan?
No,
pecan.
It's pecan.
Now, what if you're saying, because I would agree, I would say,
well, because I don't care if you agree or not, it's right.
Right. I would like to have some pecans.
Yeah.
Pecan.
I would like pecan pie.
Yes.
Yeah.
However,
I would like pecan praline coffee.
However, if you're eating the sandies, I would like some pecan sandies.
No.
Because it sounds better
it doesn't.
than pecan sandies. Pecan sandies. I like
No. Pecan sandies.
Nope. I don't think so.
I
think you're wrong. Nope. You, sir, are an idiot. Times 3. Whatever you...
idiot.
Number you got over there.
I3.
Oh, man.
No, it's still pecan.
It's still pecan. Pecan trees.
Pecan pie. You've seen that meme, like with the can of peas, like English peas. This is pecan and this is pecan. Like,
no, I've heard pecan is something that you keep underneath your bed. It's pecan. But
not my bed.
Please. I saw you eat a few podcasts back. I know how messy you are.
Yeah. Only when I'm eating over your desk.
All right.
Well, I'm glad we got that straight out there, Troy.
I'm really glad that you had absolutely nothing on your mind today, Troy.
Yeah. No, he's got
went blank.
Like a word.
I had a word
figured out.
Phobia.
Anyway, if you want to catch it, it's Brave and Faithful. They are also on Apple. They're on.
We'll put a link in.
We'll put a link to the
show notes. Yeah, down in the description.
And I'll also mark the timestamp. If you just want to fast forward to hear Matt talk about how incredibly intelligent I am, you can just jump straight to it.
I will say that I think we went over time on his podcast because he's a lot more scheduled than we are. You know, he's got time limits and
stuff to do.
And I heard when I was doing the interview, I heard the little beeper in his background go off, and I was like,
"What's that?"
I was like, "Do we need to stop?" He's, "Oh no, keep going."
Yeah.
So I think I went 15 minutes over his normal podcast.
So those of you that are listening, I mean, just a friend of the show, go check out that podcast. But we have not and probably never intend for Matt to go through all of his injuries that he's incurred. And that's something that was covered in that episode. So if you're interested in hearing Matt's story of IED in Iraq, IED in Afghanistan, therapy, road to recovery. You did a really good job. I've heard you speak a few times, but you kind of hit all the main points in that interview. So if any of our listeners want to go hear some of the backstory with Matt's service, then that's a good resource to check it out. So check out the show notes if you'd like to learn more about Matt.
Yep. It's all there.
Yep.
Right on.
Most of it anyway. Anyway, moving on to our top 3, which today, top 3 handguns, which we will start with you.
I will go. So these are handguns that I have experience with. And I know that's not a stipulation, but that's what I went with my top 3. And number 3, you've really gotten into my head, and I haven't been. I mean, I'm on a roll with 3, 2, 1.
I like it.
Number 3 is a whole heck of a lot of fun. I actually bought this because of my dad. He back in the Obama years, switched from 22 long rifle to 22 mag because those were still available, and only had a revolver. So, I inherited a big stack of 22 mag ammo and a 6-shot revolver to burn through it all. And I'm like, let's look into this, and found the Kel-Tec PMR 30. Which is a 22 mag handgun that in the handle, in the grip, a flush magazine holds 30 rounds. And this gun is so much fun to shoot. It throws out a fireball about a foot from the barrel, and it's got fiber optic sights. It's extremely light. It's a polymer pistol. It's just a lot of fun. And I've got a holster for it that has one of the mag pouches on the end of it. So magazine in the gun, magazine in the mag pouch. I've got 60 rounds of 22 mag.
Well, that old government's coming after you, boy.
Yeah. It's
Got a suppressor on that dang boy.
yeah, it's just a lot of fun. No, they don't function properly with the suppressor. So that's there's a whole bunch of threads out there. But I started looking at that and say, man, if this thing was suppressed, it'd be so much fun. But then the blowback design and all that, it changes it enough to where it'll start not firing well. And 22 mags with semi-automatic function, it's actually really hard to find reliable guns. So Kel-Tec's one of them. And then there's only like a couple rifles that actually function well in semi-automatic with 22 mag.
So is it because of the overpressure?
I think so. Most everybody tries to design a 22 long rifle, and then they try to chamber that same design in a 22 mag, and it's just too much. So the PMR 30, it's only for 22 mag. They didn't design it for anything else.
I would venture to say if it's a pressure issue where it's over making it go too fast,
I don't know.
I would recommend subsonic ammo, which for you people out there doesn't mean it's silent. Okay, it's just subsonic, supposed to be a sound.
Yeah, you're trying to convince me to get a suppressor for the PMR 30?
Heck yeah.
No, I'm telling you, everybody's been through every option, and it doesn't work.
Well, you're just gonna have to test it. When it doesn't work out,
I'm not a suppressor guy.
give me the suppressor when you're done.
I'm not giving. That's against the law, and I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, you are.
All right, number 2, Springfield XDM in 9mm. Big fan of that gun. It fits my hand really well. It's kind of hard for me to find a handgun that does well, that fits well, and it comes with the adjustable back strap on the handle.
Yep.
And it's just a lot of fun. Has a good magazine capacity. Reliable. I'm not a 3-gun competition shooter. I know that there's some firing pin issues after about 50,000 rounds or whatever, and yeah, I don't have to worry about that. So anyway, or the extractor is what everybody complains about. I'm a fan and enjoy it. Fits well, shoots well.
Now I never did have the XDM, but I did have a Springfield XD and loved it.
Yeah,
great gun.
Yep. And then number 1 all-time favorite. I don't ever see this handgun getting kicked off the number 1 seat on my list of top 3s. The Ruger Single 6 22. It's a revolver. Actually, they've done a little bit of work with it to make it more safe. I've got one of the 2 screws, the newer ones, and one of the 3 screws in the handle. 3 screws the best, the older one. Just a fantastic gun. Shoots really well for some people. Shoots very poorly for others.
I think we've talked about this before.
We did.
Is that the one that was 6 inches, but you knew it and he didn't?
It's not quite. It's just from a sight picture perspective. It's on top, right? You don't cover it up. Yeah. And I didn't explain that to Troy, but I figured after the first shot, when you're high, just make it lower. And I was saying lower, and he was like shot it in the same place, and lower.
I was shooting lower. It just kept going to the same place. I don't know.
So anyway,
whatever.
But that was the gun in Louisiana because it would shoot rat shot. A great snake gun. You just carry that on your belt, and the rat shot on a snake is fantastic. By the way, but yeah, I've had that gun on me a lot over the years, and my dad actually bought it back when he was probably younger than I am now. So been in the family for a long time.
Those guns are always the coolest.
Yep. Yeah. There's my top 3.
I like it. That's actually, I can agree with you on that list, although I don't think I've ever shot the Ruger. So we're going to have to change that. You're going to let me shoot that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just no.
I don't need to.
I don't think
shoot lower.
I don't think I have a problem.
Yeah, I don't think you will either, Matt. I'll go next because I've only owned one handgun in my life.
Imagine
ever.
that. Go ahead.
So
You only need one.
and it was right. And it was passed down to me.
One
And
handgun, one shotgun, one beer.
I can hit the target with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's my number one. So I'm going to go start with my number 3.
Oh,
And there's nothing like a good Uzi. Right?
Nothing. There's nothing like it.
That's right. You need to cap somebody. Nothing like having a little Uzi
Or
in your back, in your back pocket.
in a action movie in the
That's
80s.
right.
Like
That's right.
Invasion USA, Chuck Norris carried 2 of them.
Just the noise it makes. Just like
it's unfortunate that you cannot buy one of those.
no.
A fully automatic one.
Right.
Yeah, you can buy the semi-automatic,
Yeah.
but you can't get the one that makes fancy noises. What were they?
I can't even do
That's
it again.
exactly how it would
I'm
sound.
trying not to spit all over you.
It's gonna jam up.
If you have a suppressor on it, it sounds like this. So quiet. It's so quiet.
Wow, man, that suppressor
That's Hollywood.
really
That's
worked.
a Hollywood suppressor.
That's awesome. No, but so my number 2 would be that Springfield. What'd you call that?
XDM.
There you go.
That one. That's my favorite.
Because I have shot that one and it was awesome. I hit the target with that one as well, Matt. Pretty exciting stuff.
As well, but you didn't hit it with the other one.
You know we're pretty tight when in this day and age of no ammo, we went out and shot. I let you shoot my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
And you let my boy shoot, so that was one of my boys.
It's also a testament to being prepared. Quantities.
Yeah.
And what is that a 9? You said it was 9?
It was the 22s we were shooting. Long rifle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the Springfield is a 9.
Yeah.
And
we didn't shoot that one recently.
No, I shot that a few years ago at a shooting thing. I think we talked about that.
I'll tell you what, when this whole ammo thing started, or the whole Biden election and all that, and the gun sales, coronavirus, I actually started back in coronavirus. And people started hoarding ammo and hoarding milk and paper towels, toilet paper and all kinds of crap. I went back through and just looked. I was like, I don't even know what I have for ammo. I know I've got a lot, because anytime I would go to a store, I would always pick up a box of something.
For years.
Yeah. I went through. I could probably come close to handling World War III on my own if it were fought with 22. Like, no joke. I have a buttload of 22 ammo. So anybody that wants to go, not anybody, but that would expend my rounds very quickly. But I've got a lot. It was insane. I would find box after box after box, because most of the 22s I have, whether it's the Ruger's a 10-round rotary mag, my Ruger Mark IV pistol is 10 rounds. Trying to think of what else I have that's 22 that anyway.
Yeah.
But they're mostly 10 rounds. And so what I would do is I forgot to bring these rounds with me. I'll pick up a box, I load 10, get back to the house, put the box in the storage, and be done. And then go back out. Oh man, forgot a box. Gotta go buy one. And I just over the years have compiled
box after box
after box after box of 22.
All right.
And they're fun to shoot.
Yeah.
So if we can go shoot some more if we run out. I'm mad.
Oh yeah, we can go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you any, but I'll go shoot.
I'll let you.
I got to make sure you're doing it right.
Yeah.
All right, so that leads me to my number 1, which was the gun that was passed down to me. It was my grandfather's sheriff issued 38 special.
Nice.
Has his name on it engraved in the handle. It's a 5-shooter.
He was a police officer or sheriff's deputy.
Sheriff's deputy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
John C. Trussell.
So I'm guessing that's one that you don't shoot.
No, I have shot it before, but probably only shot it maybe 10 or 15 times.
No, I don't. I was going to say I might have a present for you.
Some 38 special.
Some 38 special.
That's what I gave his dad for Christmas. with some 38 special ammo.
Probably got 3 boxes of 38 special, but I got to go back
I
through
scrounged up
and make sure.
From a buddy of mine, it was like I don't know, 7 rounds shy of 50, used box. Been opened up.
I got a few boxes.
Yeah.
I may have
Just in case.
I may have actually sold that 38 and traded it. I'm not sure.
All right, man. Good top 3. I like it.
Right on.
It's all right.
Whatever, dude.
Getting ready to get the real stuff.
Uzis are awesome.
Getting ready to get to the real stuff.
All right, fire
do it.
away.
All right.
Fire. What?
Wait, I think we should probably take a break before.
Did we not take
get
a break?
No.
Fine. Have it your way.
When would I start using Admiral's Pennant beard oil if I wanted to start growing out a beard?
Like literally right now. That peach fuzz that you have on your face, as it's growing in, that is when you need to start conditioning the beard because the follicles are typically not hydrated enough, and so that oil helps in that hydration, cuts down on the itching, cuts down on any of the redness and flaking that you might have when you're growing out a beard, and that flaking is basically your skin being dehydrated because it's forcing it into that follicle.
Where can I get some of this?
Well, you can go to admiralspennant.com. admiralspennant.com. Tell them Hardheaded sent you. There's several different scents that have really good descriptions on them. So take a look at what's out there, and they're all natural. No synthetic substitutes.
No synthetics.
So admiralspennant.com.
Get you some beard oil.
Let them know that Hardheaded sent you. Welcome back.
Hey, we're back. Thanks, Chet, for bringing us back from that phenomenal break.
Yeah, and we were just about to hear your top 3.
Now I'm going to go with my top 3.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. Number 3, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, is the Smith & Wesson 44 Model 629.
Is that Dirty Harry's gun?
It was made famous by Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
However, his was the 8-inch model. The one that I own is a 5-inch. So if I'm going into bear country or anything like that, that's the one that I carry for bears. And the trigger on this thing, you can't even, I'm telling you, when you go from like double action is pretty normal, but when you cock it back and go single action, you cannot breathe on that trigger. It is so light.
Yeah.
It is, like, matter of fact, the first time I shot it, bang. And then as you're coming down, and you start that slow, steady press on that trigger. And I was 4 feet over the target because I was like, okay, I'm going to squeeze. There's no slow, steady squeeze on that at all. But it was actually once upon a time, it was the world's most powerful production handgun.
Oh, yeah?
At one time.
But
soon was overshadowed by the 454 Casull and a 50 caliber action something or other. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But those overshadowed it. And yes, Dirty Harry gun. So that's what made it famous. But it's a super cool gun. Super fun to shoot once you learn how to hold it properly.
To ride it.
Because it doesn't, like the first few times I shot it, I would get blisters from the recoil, but now I can shoot it no problem. It's just how you hold it. Number 2 is the SIG P365 SAS. The 365 SAS is a little 9mm personal protection handgun, and it was designed specifically for concealed carry. So
that's the one we were at that Delta waterfowl banquet. You remember that?
Yeah.
And you were like, dude, I got to have this gun.
Oh, that's the one?
That's the one, yeah.
Was it the SAS model?
No, but close enough.
No, it's not.
From holding it and like, man, I really like this gun. Come on.
No. So the SAS.
But I'm I'm a incredibly intelligent individual, man.
Nope. SAS stands for SIG anti-snag technology, basically. So there's no front sight on this gun whatsoever. It's smooth. The what am I talking about? The
Hammer?
No, there's no hammer. There's no exposed hammer. They're the takedown lever.
Okay.
And the, what's the other?
Mag release?
No, the slide catch.
Slide catch?
Are all flush. So you're not snagging it on anything if you were to have to draw the weapon. And the rear sight is actually in the slide, so nothing sits above the slide. So when you pull that gun up, there's a green circle, hollow green circle, and then there's a solid green circle in the middle of that. And all you got to do is bring that up onto the target, and you're going to hit that target every time. It's the most simple gun to shoot.
I need to see this.
It's super, super cool. And with it being that small, they have a 10 round mag with it, but with it being that small of a 9mm, perfect carry gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a 365, but it's not the SAS. So I've got the exposed sights and all that kind of stuff, but super fun guns to shoot. Very, very good for concealed carry. And the rear sight is, it's fiber optic during the day, and then it's got tritium, to light up at night.
Oh,
so
wow.
You've got the day and night scenarios on there as well.
Nice.
My number one is one that I do not own yet, but I have messed with. And it is probably the most comfortable gun to shoot and most accurate that I've personally put my hands on. And it is a P320 X5 Legion, again from Sig Sauer. I'm a SIG guy. I love SIG handguns, always have. But it was made even more when I went to the SIG Academy and became a Sig Sauer rifle and pistol instructor, and went through their process and how they check for quality, their quality assurance, mm-hmm. and what they put into those handguns. And they even broke them down and compared them to, like a Kimber and the parts that Kimber uses, and then they put the SIG parts, and the SIG is just a more robust firearm. And so this gun is a 9mm. It comes with 17 round mags. It's a full frame, full size gun. Mm-hmm. So a little bit tougher for somebody like me to carry, or most women, unless it's winter time and you got an overcoat or something like that. But it's got a flat trigger, which I didn't have much experience with the flat trigger, but it's really easy to manipulate and shoot fast. And it's what they call a skeletonized trigger. So it's super light. And the gun for its size is relatively light. I think I've got it down. It weighs 43.5 ounces.
Okay. Loaded, mag loaded?
I don't know if that's loaded or not. I don't think it would be. I think it'd be a little heavier loaded.
Well, and then, it depends on what grain bullet you have and throw it all, let it off. So, but it is dry.
But the grip on this thing, it comes down. It's narrower at the top, and it kind of comes down with the mag where it's a little wider on the bottom. So as you're putting your hand on the bottom, it fits in there so nicely, and it's just a super comfortable gun to shoot. Mm-hmm. Love it.
When are you getting one?
As soon as I come up with money that I don't want to spend on something else. Well,
you got to buy that espresso machine first.
Yeah, the espresso machine is actually less expensive than
This is a $1,200-$1,300 handgun, isn't it? Or more?
It might be around $1,000, something like that. But like I said, I love SIG. I think they're phenomenal guns.
Sweet.
So that's my top three.
That's a good top three.
All right. I guess we're going to move on to
a good word
with Mr. Chet.
All right. The word solitude. So, about a month ago now, I had the opportunity to experience some solitude. It was forced. I was in the hospital with COVID, and no one was allowed to come and see me. I was there for 5 days. And at the end of it, I was pretty cool with it. Like, it wasn't good that my family couldn't see me. It wasn't good. All of that stuff that comes along with it. But time alone is pretty valuable. And so I started looking at what whether or not solitude is addressed in the Bible. And it is a lot. And it goes, there's quite a few characters in the Old Testament where it talks about them spending time alone. You get into the New Testament, it's there as well. But I found an article by Ward Cushman at To Every Nation that specifically spoke about Jesus and the time that he spent alone, where it's documented in Scripture, and why he spent time alone. And I thought that was pretty interesting. So 6 reasons that Jesus chose solitude over people. Like, I need to be away from people. It's right up my alley. But in Luke chapter 4, it talks about him going away to prepare for a major task. And this is the right after he got baptized, Jesus spent 40 days in the wilderness. We're familiar with this because that's when Satan tempted him, but he wasn't necessarily tempting him for all 40 days. But he needed to go and prepare himself for the ministry that he's just about to start. Another one is to recharge after hard work. So we have one, preparation for a big deal, and we have another one, coming off of a big deal. But he in Mark chapter 6, it talks about Jesus sending away the 12 disciples to go do ministry. And then when they came back, he encouraged the disciples to separate the people that had started following them. Like, you need to get away from that. Like, this is an opportunity for you to rest. You just came back from all this ministry. You got some more followers, but you don't need to be surrounded by people all the time. You just did your thing. Now you need to go and rest away from everybody else. So preparing for a major task or recharging after one, to work through grief in Matthew 14. After Jesus learned that John the Baptist, who was his cousin, had been beheaded, he went away by himself. Is what that talks about there, that he went away to grieve, that he had lost his cousin, before making an important decision. So in Luke chapter 6, it talks about Jesus being very early in his ministry, that Jesus spent a night alone in prayer. The next day, he started finding the 12 disciples. So went by himself, focused, I'm going to pray, and then now I'm going to go pick the people that are going to be with me in my ministry. Number 5, in a time of distress. So we think about, towards the latter part of all the Gospels, but in Luke 22, where was Jesus when he was arrested? He was alone, had some people near him, had some disciples near him, but he went to the Mount of Olives to pray by himself. So he separated from himself and prayed. He knew what was coming, knew that what he was going to have to experience starting the next day. And so he needed some solitude to go and prepare. And then the last one, to focus on prayer. So, and there's a lot of references here. I know there's a passage in Mark very early in the morning while it was still dark, Jesus went alone to pray. Here, Luke chapter 5 also talks about him going to be alone to pray. So, if we think about, recharging our batteries or preparing for a major event, grieving, all the things that we tend to try to avoid, right? Preparing, resting, grieving, praying, all the stuff. Jesus is a really good example for us in saying that it's okay to be alone. It's okay to go away. It's okay to get some of the stuff. And some of it is a night. Some of it's just early in the morning for a couple of hours. Some of it's 40 days, right? So it's not a same prescription, if you will, for every event. But there's quite a bit of activity that he's been through where he uses solitude, whether before or after, to get centered around what his mission is and pray and separate himself from everybody else, or encourage other people to separate from everybody else and get some rest. So, and I think we should practice that.
I'm all about solitude.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing. Like, I'll go out to my hunting camp.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just me and it's quiet. Nobody else around.
Yeah.
Perfect. It does help you recharge, for sure, and think and get prepared.
Is if you're as long and I'm not accusing you, but a lot of times, well, like my kids, I need to go be alone on my phone with the Xbox, and we do the same thing. You know, next thing you know, I'm checking social media or whatever. So I think to be intentional about that time is
Sure.
really important.
Well, now, you know, out there, I didn't have internet or anything out there for
Years.
years.
Yeah.
And so even still, you know, it takes maybe a day
Yeah.
to just put the phone down and not even worry about it. And then
Yep.
most of the time it just stays in the house because it doesn't work anywhere else anyway.
Right.
So I spend most of my time alone in the woods anyway. So.
Yeah. I'm with you.
All right.
Yeah, that's something I could definitely practice a little more of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough when you've got 5 kids in the house, but
Oh yeah,
1,400 square feet, 1,500.
yeah,
What we got? It's hard to find some alone time.
rough.
rough.
All right. I guess that's our episode for today.
Yep.
Chet, thank you for the good word.
AKA I3.
Idiot times 3. Anyway.
I have to take us out too.
Yep. Chet, take us out.
Thank you for listening to the Hardheaded podcast, where you could come and get your practical and realistic take on whatever it is we choose to talk about. Check us out, hardheadedpodcast.com. Please go visit our sponsor, Admiral's Pennant, at admiralspennant.com. Buy some beard oil for your loved one who you want to be bearded to send them a strong message. Thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate the time that you spend listening to us. Reach out to us in the comments. Be fantastic to interact with you.
Hashtag.
Join the conversation.
All right.
Got it.